Tales of a Bar Girl, Shattered Illusions, The Rise of Mai. Once upon a time, in the bustling streets of Pattaya, Thailand, a charming Englishman named Oliver arrived with dreams of adventure and wealth. With his suave demeanour and quick wit, he quickly became a familiar face in the local nightlife scene, particularly in a popular bar called the Lotus Lounge. The bar was owned by a beautiful Thai woman named Mai, who had poured her heart and soul into her establishment. She was hard-working and kind, but also somewhat naive when it came to the ways of the world. The bar was a vibrant hub of laughter, music, and the occasional heartfelt conversation. Mai had built it from the ground up, and it was a labour of love that she was proud of. Oliver, sensing an opportunity, decided to charm his way into her heart. He would often sit at the bar, ordering drinks and regaling Mai with tales of his travels, his dreams of success, and his undying love for Thailand. He spoke of the beauty of the country, the warmth of its people, and how he felt an inexplicable connection to the land. His stories were captivating, and Mai found herself drawn to him, enchanted by his charisma and the way he seemed to genuinely care for her. As weeks passed, Mai fell deeper for Oliver's charm. He made her feel special, and she believed he was genuinely interested in her. However, beneath his charming exterior lay a man with ulterior motives. Oliver saw Mai's beauty and the bar's potential as a lucrative business opportunity. He concocted a plan to exploit her innocence and turn her into a source of income. Under the guise of love, Oliver convinced Mai that they could attract wealthy tourists to the bar by offering them an exclusive experience. He proposed that she should entertain the tourists in a more intimate setting, promising her that it would lead to greater success and prosperity for both of them. Blinded by love and trust, Mai agreed, believing that this was a step towards building a future together. Soon, Russian tourists began flocking to the Lotus Lounge, drawn in by the allure of Mai's beauty and Oliver's promises. What started as innocent flirtation quickly escalated into a dark business, with Oliver pimping Mai out to the highest bidder. He would take a significant cut of the profits, all while convincing her that they were building a future together. He spun tales of grand dreams and mutual success, painting a picture of a life filled with luxury and adventure. At first, Mai was excited about the influx of customers and the attention she received. She enjoyed the thrill of the nightlife and the camaraderie with her patrons, but as time went on, the reality of her situation began to sink in. Oliver's true nature started to reveal itself. He became increasingly controlling, dictating how she should dress, how she should behave, and even who she should spend time with. The glimmer of love in her eyes faded, replaced by anger and betrayal. She felt trapped, used, and disillusioned. The final straw came one night when Oliver, in a drunken fit of arrogance, boasted to a group of tourists about how he had manipulated Mai and the tourists for his gain. He laughed as he recounted how easy it was to exploit her trust and how she was making a fortune off her efforts. Mai, who had been eavesdropping from behind the bar, felt her heart shatter. The man she had fallen in love with was nothing more than a con artist, and she had been nothing but a pawn in his game. Realizing she had been fooled, Mai decided it was time to turn the tables. She devised a clever plan to expose Oliver's true nature. With a heavy heart, she began gathering evidence of his illegal activities, documenting his dealings with tourists and his exploitation of her. She secretly recorded conversations, collected texts, and even took photographs of the transactions happening behind the scenes. Each piece of evidence was a reminder of her betrayal, but also a step towards reclaiming her life. Mai reached out to local authorities, providing them with the information they needed to investigate him. She knew it was risky. Oliver had connections and could easily manipulate the situation to his advantage. But she was determined to put an end to his reign of deceit. After all, she had built the Lotus Lounge with her own two hands, and she refused to let him destroy it or her life. One evening, as Oliver was counting his profits in the back room of the Lotus Lounge, the police arrived. May watched from a distance as they burst in, catching Oliver off guard. His initial shock quickly turned to anger as he realized what was happening. He tried to charm the officers, spinning a web of lies about May's supposed jealousy and how she was trying to sabotage his success. But the evidence was overwhelming, and the officers were not swayed by his smooth talk. As he was led away in handcuffs, May felt a sense of liberation wash over her. The weight of his manipulation and deceit began to lift. She had turned the tables on the man who had tried to manipulate her, reclaiming her life and her dignity. The Lotus Lounge became a place of healing and empowerment, where May transformed it into a sanctuary for women who had been faced with similar struggles. With the help of her friends and loyal patrons, May began to rebuild. She introduced programs for women who had been exploited, offering them support and a safe space to share their stories. The bar became a hub of community and resilience, a place where women could find strength in one another. May's story inspired many, and she became a beacon of hope for those who had been victimized. As for Oliver, his story became a cautionary tale whispered among the locals, a reminder that true love cannot be bought or manipulated. He was sentenced to time in prison where he could reflect on the consequences of his actions. Meanwhile, May thrived, turning the Lotus Lounge into a thriving business that celebrated empowerment and community. In the end, May not only reclaimed her life, but also helped others find their voices. She had transformed her pain into purpose, proving that even in the darkest of times, one could rise, reclaim their power, and create a brighter future. The Lotus Lounge was no longer just a bar. It was a symbol of resilience, strength, and the unbreakable spirit of women who refuse to be silent. Thank you.